there were dragon movies out there that were done in live action, in particular visual effects films, and even hand-drawn animated films. But there was never really a computer animated film. And the big advantage there was that we could create an entire world of different species and be really creative with it and go wild with it, because we didn't have to match a live action plate. We didn't have to look overly realistic, so we could have fun with these dragons. So we wanted at the same time the dragons to feel real and believable and tangible, but we also wanted for them to have a sense of humor. Like, we needed to make them entertaining and be communicating something that the audience recognizes that is entertaining, the way, a stand-up comedian caricatures politicians. We wanted to caricature animals or different types of species. Yeah, so all of our dragons, including the ones from the first movie, we had a certain approach to creating these dragons because we wanted to make sure that they felt lifelike. They felt like something that the audience could recognize. So what we did is essentially we took, for every dragon, we kind of mixed and matched certain types of animal behaviors. For example, the Gronkle is a mixture of a bulldog, a Harley Davidson, a helicopter, and a bumblebee. So it sounds abstract, but when you actually put those elements together, you get a flavor of a character, and that, along with the design that fits that description, you get a very recognizable piece of animation. With the wildebeest, we wanted to make something very specific. We wanted to make a big statement that really differentiates him from what we had in the first movie, the Red Death. And so we started looking at particularly big animals fighting each other, like running into each other. So, musk ox or walruses, or we were even like thinking about woolly mammoths, and things like that. And so we have again a mixture of that, and then his stance, or maybe the way he goes on his hind legs, is a little more like an otter, or So we were really looking for inspiration in the animal world, but we also wanted to make sure that we break out of it. We didn't want to be limited by that. So the crown, the spikes on his head, and all the the complicated fins, really came from that aspiration to be breaking out from that a little bit. And in Drago's case, we just wanted to create a villain that stands up to the designs of the other characters, and that immediately, even visually, is as powerful as Stoic is, for example. So we kind of ran around in circles a couple of times, and then when Djimon Hounsou's voice was cast, and we definitely knew that he was going to be the actor casting the voice, we had a much clearer idea of where we needed to go, and we actually went through our design, which we had pretty much developed to a satisfying place. We realized, it was just not quite there yet. It wasn't up to the standard and up to the sound of the voice, this booming, raspy kind of voice that Djimon brings with the accent that he has. And it helped us all of a sudden visualize a much more interesting character, a more unique looking character as well.